We welcome you into Week 10 of the Ken Sparks Show as Carson-Newman holds serve at home and wins a thrilling 48-45 contest over the visiting North Greenville Crusaders. Hello, everyone. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. Ken, first off, congratulations again are in order for a third consecutive week. You passed Larry Karras, moving to sole possession of fifth on the all-time wins list. And from here on out, it's Bobby Bowden, so we won't have to talk about your wins.
Well, that's good.
Anytime soon.
You know, let me speak to that just for a second, because people wonder why. You know, I don't respond probably very well to them about that, and I apologize for that. But here's what. You know, winning football games has no lasting value, and what I hope. Excuse me. What I hope that the things that will be lasting value is that the Lord was honored with the way I coached and with what I did with kids, and that I was an encourager, spiritually encourager, and if that happens, then I'm okay, and but if that don't happen, then winning on the scoreboard at the end of the field is pretty a waste, really, you know. And I don't want to downplay that, because, you know, anything that we do, just like, you know, you have got all kinds of awards as a broadcaster, and you want to be the very best you can be, and that's the way, because of Christ in our lives. That's the way we are function. But at the same time, I want to be known as a guy that loved the Lord and was not only a disciple, but a disciple encourager. And so, you know, so thanks for the freedom to say that this morning.
And you don't have to worry about me bothering you about all-time wins now for about, I'd say 4 years or so.
Right.
Probably what it take to catch Bobby Bowden. A wild win, though.
Unbelievable.
A crazy game. I mean, 6 turnovers for North Greenville.
3 for us.
3 for Carson-Newman. A couple
4 counting a block punt. That makes 4.
A weird game. Lots of adversity. What did it take for your team to handle that and come out on top?
Well, I didn't see them stagger at all. You know, I didn't see any back down. I didn't see, and think about all the things that happened. You know, right before half, to botch a kickoff and kick it to the guy on the front line, and it gave him a 40-yard field to score, you know, and they did right before half. And boy, we got to get away from encouraging people right before the half. We've done it all year, off and on, and then you know, we got a high right off the bat in the second half when Jason picks it and takes it for 6, and but what do? We come right back and fumble it. You know, we fumbled 3 times in this ball game. We hadn't fumbled 3 times all year, and so I don't know. It's a crazy game, and then with a 10-point lead with a little over 2 minutes left in the game, and they're out of timeouts. We get a punt blocked. You know, a punt block. Come on, a punt blocked. The second one this year, and the third one in my career, and 2 of them this year. And boy, it's, you don't let that happen. And but yet, how they responded, you know, how they responded to every situation we had, and you know, we gave up, I think, 4 touchdown passes. Is that right? But we picked 5.
Yeah. And
I don't know. It's a give and take. Okay, we'll go work our fannies off and get something, but we'll give you something. You know, I mean, that was kind of the way the game was, and it would drive a coach crazy. In fact, it is the reason I'm kind of talking about it. Great win, it really was.
We break down the first half. Carson-Newman gets the win over North Greenville, 48-45. Take a look at the first half, and we come back after this on the Ken Sparks Show. Back on the Ken Sparks Show as Carson-Newman collects a 48-45 win over North Greenville in Week 10. I'm Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. Ken, we were talking about it before the break, just a crazy game. First half, not as crazy as the second, but we take a look at the first half first. Jump out to a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. What tone did that set for your squad?
Well, I thought good, and I thought right off the bat we got after them pretty good and got off to, drive it and score and stop them, drive it and score and stop them, but then there was the end of the half.
Let's break that down. You're up 27-14, about 40 seconds left. I called it as an onside kick. Was it that? What was it a miscommunication issue? What
I don't really know. When I had my hands around his neck choking him, he was apologizing, and I don't really know. But I don't know. Coach Duncan talked to him, Coach Waits talked to him, I talked to him, but somehow or another. And he might have just missed it. He never did say, because he got hurt the first kickoff or second kickoff of the second half, and I never did really get to spend time with him after the ball game. And Ben has done a great job for us this year, and Ben has paid his dues. And we were talking about squibbing it to a guy, and I said, I'll tell you which one. And so I gave him the number from the sideline, and said, that's who I want you to squib it to. And then he kicks a slow rotor to the front line. Looked like it was an onside kick, and that was if we was going to onside it, we sure wouldn't do it that way. Not kick it right to somebody. And so, but I wanted it to be a squib kick, a roller, to not the two deep guys, but the guy right up from the two deep guys, and make somebody handle it that wasn't a dangerous returner. And maybe mess up our blocking scheme so that we would give them a long field. I think the guy was standing on about the 30-yard line, so I was hoping, to give him a 70-yard field, to have in 30 seconds to go score. And but we gave him a 40-yard field in 30 seconds to go score, and they obliged. They did it.
That made it 27-21 at the halftime break, and we take a look at the first half highlights.
And hold the Eagles to a second straight field goal. Thomas takes, give trap, left side, Wimbush. Wimbush pulls over a defender and is into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Antonio Wimbush, the 5th rushing touchdown of his freshman season. This one, a 2-yard trap around the left side, and the Eagles are in front 9-0 with 6:41 left in the first quarter. It is De Los Santos. He now moves to the right of Hughes in the pistol. Hughes back to pass, blitz comes, hit, steps out of a tackle. Hughes running right, steps up, throws over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Lane Bloom jumped in front of the route at the second. Ian Eagles toward the right side of the end zone, and he comes away with the pick. And the Eagles defense comes away with a big play in their red zone. Zaders on the right hash at the Carson-Newman 13, down 10-7 with 10:13 left in the first half. Hughes back to pass, will throw it to the left sideline. Sanders catches it inbounds and then twists his way over the pylon. Touchdown, Crusaders. Sanders, his 10th touchdown reception of the season, and that was an acrobatic one. Hughes back to pass along the right sideline, looking for Hillary. Ian Jacob jumps in front of it and picks it off. Nelson Hughes throws his 2nd interception of the day, his 5th in his career against Carson-Newman, as Ian Jacob snags it and runs out of bounds along the right sideline at the 38-yard line. 14-13. Thomas moving quickly. Quarterback sneak. Thomas with the surge. He's in. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. DeAndre Thomas puts the Eagles up 19-14 off the 1-yard quarterback sneak, and from the right hash at the Crusader 32. Hughes in the pistol, takes the snap, stands in, rifles it over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Xavier McFadden, his first career pick, weaving his way over the middle of the field. 30, and caught between the hash marks down at the 27-yard line. Nelson Hughes had thrown 3 picks all season. 2 for Carson-Newman. Baker and Wimbush are the splitbacks. Thomas under center. Takes the snap. Trap right side. Baker untouched. 4-6. Touchdown. Carson-Newman. Damian Baker, the trap around the right guard. He surges into the end zone. And the Eagles take a 26-14 lead with 34 seconds left in the first half.
Those are the first half highlights. Eagles lead it at the break over North Greenville, 27-21. Talked about the onside, or the squib kick, whatever you want to call that kick before the first half lets out.
Just call it the devil. the devil kick.
How did that change the complexion of the game in terms of what you were looking at halftime?
Well, the main thing I was concerned about was the mindset of our kids and the coaches, and especially me, because I'm telling you, I wasn't a nice person at that time, and so I got the coaches together just as soon as we came in and said, here's the deal. We got to set the stage. I don't want to see any frustration in any of us. Even though we feel it, let's don't show it. Let's handle it the right way in front of our guys. Let's be upbeat and let's go. And then when I talked to the team before we came back out, I said, guys, think about it. We're 6 points better than we were when we started this thing. So after a half, they've spotted us 6 points. So we have nothing to complain about. Let's go. This is it. And so that's how I approached it. And thank goodness, right off the bat, we got a break the second half with a pick for 6, and that was huge.
Jason Williams, his second defensive touchdown of the season to complement his fumble recovery at Mars Hill. Break down that play where he jumps the route and takes it 59 yards to the house.
Well, we got a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, and he didn't have, I'm sure Coach would say that it wasn't his best day, because I think he'd only thrown 3 interceptions all year. And then for us to get 5 in one ball game, it was huge. And because I think they only punted twice. We punted twice, got one unblocked. No, we punted 3 times and got one unblocked. And so there was not a whole lot of changing the ends of the field with a kicking game. It was, changing the ends of the field with turnovers and our fumbles and their picks. So it's strange. It's strange.
Yep. Carson-Newman gets the win over North Greenville 48-45. We'll continue breaking down the second half when we come back after this on the Ken Sparks Show. Welcome back on the Ken Sparks Show. Carson-Newman victorious over North Greenville 48-45 in a contest where the Eagles tie a school record with 5 interceptions. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. Ken, that second half, more picks. We talked about Jason Williams. Jerry McLeese gets one late.
Great one.
What about the secondary? Is your most veteran group arguably coming into this season? Really hadn't caused a ton of turnovers, but now over the last 2 weeks, 8 interceptions between these last 2 games. What is it about them that they're elevating at this time of year?
Well, it's just a matter of time. They still are trying to get adjusted to not getting much pass rush, and now the last 2 weeks we've gotten a little pass rush, and so that's the key. Mm-hmm. It all starts up front, and a receiver and a quarterback will eventually make a completion, because if he stands back there 3.5, 4 seconds to throw it, then you probably got trouble getting the guy covered that long. And so it was, I think we were finally getting a little pressure on the quarterback again.
Carson-Newman gets the win over North Greenville 48-45, and we take a look at the second half highlights.
Second down, 2 to go for the Crusaders from the Carson-Newman 46. Pistol look. It's a throw out to the left sideline, picked off by Jason Williams. Jason Williams with sprinter speed to the 10. He's in! Touchdown, Carson-Newman! Jason Williams jumps the route. Thomas under center, split backs. North Greenville shows blitz. They bring it. Handoff up the middle to Wimbush. He spins through 3 tackles in the backfield. Wimbush with blockers along the right sideline. Wimbush for the 5 to the house. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. An incredible run by the freshman Wimbush. North Greenville brought blitz up the middle. Looked like the dive was dead to rights. Somehow, Wimbush kept hold of the football, spun through 2 tackles, bounced it off the right side, took it down the right sideline, put a Crusader on his back, and then dived into the end zone. 1st and 10, Carson-Newman from the North Greenville 15, ball on the right hash. Thomas under center, split max. Dive, right side, Wimbush. The hole opens up. Wimbush parts the Red Sea and heads to paradise. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Wimbush, 15 yards. It's to go, clock rolls. Hughes in the pistol, behind him Hurd. Trips to the wide side right. Hughes back to pass, throws over the middle of the field. Has Hillary, who hauls it in, takes a hit, and scores a touchdown for North Greenville. 2nd and 10, Crusaders from their own 38, down 10. Hughes back to pass, stands in, throws over the middle of the field. It's bobbled, and McLeese intercepts it. Rooks had it in his hands at the 45. McLeese was stumbling forward and snagged the interception. The 5th pick of the day, and that ties a school record. Greenville has the football again. Can Nelson Hughes atone for the Crusaders? He's in the pistol, 2 wide each direction. Hughes back to pass. He's pressured from behind. Booker seizes him around the kneecaps and drops him for a sack back at the 34. Hughes settles into the pistol. Hurd behind him. Snap back, chest tight. Hughes pressured by Booker. Evades it. Slips back to the left and runs square into Jason Cook Calhoun. Cook Calhoun, a sack back to the 22. A negative 12-yard play. And now it's 4th and forever for the Crusaders.
Those are the second half highlights as Carson-Newman defeats North Greenville 48-45. As we continue on the Ken Sparks Show, it's time for our Eagle Spotlight. And when we come back, Michael Wattrang will shine it on Carson-Newman wide receiver Trayshawn Ward. That's after this. Welcome back on the Ken Sparks Show. Time now for our Eagle Spotlight. And this week, Michael Wattrang shines it on Carson-Newman wide receiver Trayshawn Ward.
Senior wide receiver Trayshawn Ward is the active leader at the Division II level in kickoff returns and kickoff return yardage. But it wasn't until a Week 8 matchup with nationally ranked Wingate that Ward finally returned to kickoff for a touchdown.
Crossing the end zone was amazing. To finally make it after so many getting close and to the 5-yard line and to the 2-yard line, and to get there with my brothers right there, right there with me. Lonnie met me there, and the first thing I said to him was that we finally made it. And so like it wasn't just about me. It was more so about all of us, and the accomplishment that we all wanted.
Offensive coordinator Mike Turner believes that Ward's desire is something that separates the Miami native from bigger athletes.
It's tough to measure that heart, and he's shown his heart many times since he's been here. And Trayshawn's a guy that'll go in there and take that shoulder pad and turn it sideways, and he'll wall off people inside on secondary level and enjoys doing that. So, to have a little guy come in there and lay you on your back, you got to look up and go, did that just happen to me? Was he the guy that did that? But I think Trayshawn's a guy that's going to show people that it's not about size, It's not about that. It's about that heart. It's what kind of effort you want to give him, how hard you want to work.
Ward has been roommates with starting quarterback DeAndre Thomas since the duo walked onto campus 4 years ago. The two have pushed each other to be the best at their positions.
He grown me, I kind of grown him, and I kind of instilled my hard work into him because he already has the talent. So I just trying to help him develop his skill, because eventually when you have talent and skill, the talent is going to fade sometime soon. So I try to instill my hard work into him so he can develop skills so he can be 2 times as a better player.
Ward began his career as a running back, but his willingness to work and aspiration to play a big role for the Eagles stuck out to Turner.
Trayshawn has always wanted to do more. I remember the first or second year Trayshawn was here, and he came in and said, "Coach, can I talk to you?" I went, "Sure." And he goes, "What have I got to do to help us more?" And that's a great attitude. Whether he was a running back, or a receiver, and he's a guy that'll jump in and do anything to help out. He's a guy that can produce. He can make plays. He's a guy that wants to make plays. I think personally he's a great encourager to all those other kids.
The senior wide receiver does not want to think about life after football quite yet, but he knows that when his playing days are over, he wants to give back to young players.
I've been playing football since I was 3 years old, and so that's more than 75% of my life. So the next step is something scary, but I want to make sure that I'm always around the game, and I'm always able to make impacts on little kids' lives by football or anything.
With the clock winding down in Ward's career, he wants to make the most of his final weeks as a Carson-Newman football player, looking to maximize the moments he spends with his teammates. For the Ken Sparks Show, I'm Michael Wattrang.
All right, thank you very much, Michael Wattrang. Ken Sparks, Trayshawn Ward. He's had his ups and downs, but a successful senior season that could see him crack into the top 10 both on the career and single season receiving records here at Carson-Newman.
Well, he's been fun to coach this year, and he's been a leader most of the time. And you know, it's been fun to watch him grow up. It's develop. You know, he came in as a running back and didn't want to really. He resisted to move to wide receiver, but has really made it work. And the thing surprising about him, he'll go tangle with people. He'll go block people, and you see him returning. He's fearless on returns, and so tough little competitor.
Turn your attention now to the Tusculum Pioneers, a game that feels just right as a rivalry matchup at the very end of the season. Tusculum has a good running game with Isaac Robinson. Luke Lancaster has morphed into a Bo Cordell 2.0 type quarterback, throwing for 300 plus every game. What challenges do Frankie DeBusk's Pioneers pose? Well,
just like what you just got through saying, they can run it or throw it, and they run it a lot better than they have. And so they're a dual threat. It's not like that they're going to sit back there and throw it 50 times. Well, I say that. They did. I think we said somewhat the same thing last year, and we get up there in the mud at Tusculum last year, and they threw it, 60 times?
Something like that, yeah.
And so I just know we'll have to play good to beat them, and they're better defensively. They've continued to improve defensively, and people aren't getting easy ones on them. And and they've got a good place kicker. They've got a good punter. They're a solid football team, and we'll have to earn the win.
Ken, congratulations on career win 333, and thanks for stopping by.
All right, thanks.
He's Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Ken Sparks Show. Thanks for watching.